guys, I'm Leanne and thank you for visiting my channel. Today's video I want to talk about a trip that I took to a local cemetery. It is located between Prosser and Benton City. It's easy to find on Google Maps or go with a relative that's already been there, which is I went with my cousin. The name of the cemetery is Horseman Hill Cemetery and also known as the Baby Graves. It is it was published in a book called Wierd Washington. That's another reason I really wanted to check it out. It's actually located about 15 minutes away from me and I've never been to it. I've always kind of wanted to go there but wasn't really for sure, so I just took this opportunity and went. The cemetery used to be owned by the family, all the farmers that lived around the area, and it was a family-owned cemetery. Recently, the county has taken it over. It has a new fence and they keep it pretty picked up. Supposedly, back years ago, it was vandalized pretty bad, and there's stories of a farmer that used to chase people off that went to go to the cemetery. I didn't see anything like that. The closest house is pretty far away, so it was kept up, so I didn't see any of that. The worst thing was probably a lot of bird poop, but that's to be expected. So it's out in literally the middle of nowhere. What to say about it? When you first get there, it doesn't look like there's very many gravestones. Apparently they had to take out quite a few of them because so many people vandalized them so bad, but I did get to see quite a few of them. The cemetery was the first known, the most that they know about the cemetery is that it was William Dennis's personal garden, and then he was killed by a harvest accident, and so that was his land. There was a flu epidemic. That's why there's so many babies. A lot of babies died because of that. I saw some teenagers and teenagers' graves and like one or two like toddlers. So there's a lot of toys, a lot of coins. I took flowers. There's real flowers, there's fake flowers. So it's obviously frequented, and it looks like everybody's pretty respectful. It wasn't really creepy. We got there and I felt a sense that somebody was hanging on my leg, and I told my cousin, and he was like, ugh. He was feeling sick. And I said, I don't feel sick and I don't feel like this is a scary place, but I feel like somebody's hanging on my leg. So we continued with the, checking everything out. And before we left, I thanked any spirits that were there and I asked them to please stay at the cemetery. And it felt like the whatever it was that was hanging on my leg let go. That was a little creepy, but not too bad. So the most creepy part about the cemetery was when we left. It gives me goosebumps. It was kind of scary, but I kept my composure because I had my daughters with me. But kind of getting choked up. I went to go check my phone and it was calling random people. I'm like, what the heck? I didn't even open it, so I didn't even know how it was calling people. It was in my purse. So I went to turn it off, and all of a sudden it just started like going through a bunch of languages. Like, when you first get your phone and you pick the language, but this was like going through a bunch of languages, and it's like seriously giving me the chills right now. So I was like, oh my God, my phone's acting up. And I like showed it to my cousin and showed my daughters, and like, oh, and they started talking really fast and they were like trying to change the subject, and everybody kind of got anxious. And I was like, oh, this is weird. And I was trying to shut it off and it wouldn't shut off. And I'm like holding it, trying to keep my composure. And then it just stopped. It stopped. And there's actually, I think it called my husband, and I don't know if it hit the voicemail or not, but I was going to check that voicemail too and see if I heard anything. But I didn't really talk about it last night after I got home because it rattled me a little bit. I haven't experienced like technology being weird. So anyway, we got about 3 or 4 minutes away and my phone was locked up. Like I couldn't even, I was putting in the password, I was putting it up to my face, it wouldn't open. And I'm like, oh, okay, my phone was literally frozen. And about 3 or 4 minutes away, I was able to get my password in and get into my phone, and it was super creepy. So I'm grateful for the experience that it happened, but it terrified me. So would I do it again? Absolutely. It was neat. So I encourage anybody to go and check out the cemetery. There's a lot of things online not to go there because of the scary farmer, but I think that's just an urban legend, and maybe at night somebody could keep watch of it locally. I don't know. Part of the urban legend was if you go at midnight or after, you can hear babies crying. You're not gonna find me out there after midnight. No, So it's literally in the middle of nowhere, and it would be hecka creepy. So no, I don't want to. Plus, they ask you not to, so out of respect, I wouldn't do it anyway. But legend has it that late at night, you can hear babies crying. So no thanks. So with that, I'll show you some of the footage I got, and I hope you enjoy. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Okay, so we're on our way to the Horse Heaven Hills Cemetery. I've got my daughters and my two cousins, and my daughters and my two cousins, my two daughters and my cousin, but my cousin doesn't want to be on the video. But we're gonna go check it out, and I'll let you know how it goes.
No point in blaming you, you did not know. Oh. I thought you were the one for me, that's why I give you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas, oh you meant the world to me.
Okay, so we made it to the cemetery, and there's some of the different things. I'm gonna flip this camera around. Figure out. Okay, maybe not, because it won't flip. So there is some of it. I don't really get a creepy feeling here at all. The only weird thing is I feel like maybe somebody's grabbing on my leg, on my calf, but I'm not creeped out. It's not scary. There's not a lot of graves. So that's what that looks like.
Oh, you meant the world to me.
So in conclusion, I think this is a really neat place. It's a historical landmark. I recommend coming out here, bring some flowers. A lot of people have left pennies, toys. Come visit. So it's nice to keep places like this. We don't forget them. So, and it is here in Horse Heaven Hills, right outside of Benton City, Washington.